Hi, this is Mark News from Plant Talk Radio. Thanks for subscribing and listening to our podcast, Your Gardening Questions from Plant Talk Radio. If you have a gardening question you'd like our host Fred Howard to answer, send him an email. The email address is fred@planttalkradio.com. Now for today's question. Another interesting email question here. It says, I have a retaining wall in the backyard. It's above a slight slope. It slopes upward towards some woods. It's about 10 feet wide. The slope is in full sun. Right now, it's mostly mulch, but I'd like to put some more plants in. Any ideas on shrubs or small trees where the roots would not harm the wall?
Well, lots of ideas. Now, I have to picture this, and I'm hoping I've done it right. In that 10-foot area, which gives you a chance to move away from the wall, I'll say simply, the bigger the plant, the farther you would move its center when you plant it from the wall. Now, if you're planting creeping phlox or other plants that will climb over the wall, other little short things right at the top of the wall, you don't have to worry. You can put them right in between the top stone and the soil. As you move on up and further away, I would go to centers of plants. For something like a dwarf spirea, I would stay 24 inches from the wall. I don't think there's a chance in the world that a properly built wall would be heaved or bothered by a plant like that on a center 2 feet away. As you go to something bigger, and right now, I'm not sure what you're going to use, but let's just say, should you be thinking burning bush or one right now it's a dwarf. Well, let's just say dwarf plants that are a little bit more body to them. I would go to 3-foot centers up from the wall. And I don't know what you're trying to create, but I would make it very non-uniform. I'd have some things that creep over the wall in one place, some things that add some height, as the woods behind it is probably comprised of many, many kinds of plants. You just simply would follow that whole idea down into that 10-foot area and so on. So the distance from the wall will have some importance. Let's just take a rose that is up in that area. I would still stay pushing toward 24, at least 18 inches, if not 24 inches from or up above the wall, so that you're going to have roots that grow out all the way around. But on the smaller plants, they won't have much push. Now, as to trees, and one of the things that comes to my mind because it's in bloom right now is the native plant, now cultivated, serviceberry. If I were planting a serviceberry, and having had, well, lots of time in grade with them in my own home, I would stay 5 foot above the wall with a serviceberry, or a red bud, if that's one of your natives. I would put it at probably even 6 feet up. It will be a long time before the roots reach that 5 and 6 foot range. And then I don't think at any point in that plant's life there would be sufficient root size to push on the wall if you start that far above. So it's going to vary, and in that it does vary, it gives you an opportunity to use many kinds of things, not too mixed, but let's just say 3s and 5s of things, so that when you look up there, you see a lot of phlox. When you look up there, you see a lot of Shasta daisies. And grouped like that, I don't know how long it is, but it sounds like an exciting place to work, and I don't think you can expect any problem if you honor being a little ways up above it.
Hey, thanks again for listening to our podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our other podcasts as well, the Plant of the Week podcast and the Plant Talk Radio podcast, all on iTunes or your favorite podcast player. If you'd like to sponsor a daily podcast, contact us at fred@planttalkradio.com. To find out more about Fred Howard and Plant Talk Radio, visit our website, planttalkradio.com.
Circle270media.com